Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead Cande Roth. We're looking at a really nice day. We'll be about 65 to 68 today. Tomorrow for your Saturday, we're going to top out in the high 50s. How about that?
You know, in a way, I'm a little excited because I have fall clothes that I'd like to wear, and it's kind of exciting to put on a jacket to go outside. That being said, I've loved the weather, so I'm not complaining.
Cande, I have a closet full of hoodies that I must wear this season, and yeah, I'm excited about the cooler air coming our way here tomorrow.
I have to say, I'm a little excited too.
Yeah. And also a little bit of rain Sunday into Monday. That's okay.
Desperately need it.
Yeah. It's going to be a decent weekend. We'll tell you about our big night at Daisy's coming up here before we end this chat. We got a big happy hour. So I've been telling you there's a crazy insulation story. Connor and Brianne, a couple in British Columbia, Canada, they were taking down some drywall in their home recently.
All right.
At one point, the insulation stopped, and they found a random stuffed animal. Then they pulled more drywall and more stuffed animals. And they kept coming until 110 plush stuffed animals came out of the wall.
You know, that's probably good insulation, no?
Yeah, I mean, someone obviously didn't have the proper insulation and said, you know what? We're going to take these old stuffed animals and put these in as insulation. So they put a video on TikTok, this couple. They put all the stuffed animals out on a table and put up a video. There were 110 of them. And people started commenting from around the world. Oh my God, there's one I remember, like it looks like one I had when I was a kid. And they were all in really good condition. So what does the couple do? They start mailing these stuffed animals to people around the world. Yeah.
I don't think I'd want one of them, but it's an interesting concept.
So I went the other way. I don't think... I could see how people would be like, oh, that's cute. I'd love to have that one if you're going to throw them out. But I don't see how this couple would spend the time mailing these stuffed animals to people around the world.
Because if you've mailed something recently, it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Well, the time it takes, everything. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it for sure.
There is. I don't like my post office. I wouldn't go there unless I had to. Yeah, there's a lot behind it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I like doing good for people, Cande. I like being charitable. I like helping. I like giving. But I don't know that I'm mailing stuffed animals to random strangers on TikTok.
I agree with you. I've often thought of selling some stuff, and then I'm like, then I gotta go mail it, and I will when the time comes.
Yes, what a tangled web we weave when we try to be nice to people. I know. Australia looking to ban social media for kids under 16 years old.
I'm all for it, and maybe I'll have to move to Australia because they got the right thing going on over there.
So their parliament is voting on a bill later this month. It was announced yesterday by the Prime Minister. He said social media harming our kids, time to do something about it.
I think it needs to be restricted for all kids. I'm sorry. You're not just free to roam around on the internet and do all your stuff for hours on end. I didn't let my kids do it. It wasn't quite the scene it is now. But I think that's bad parenting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to control for sure. And yeah,
it's hard, but I'd have a lot of rules going on.
Legislation is imminent for a lot of places. At TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, that's what Australia's looking at, and a bunch of these sites. The law would go into effect 12 months after it passes, so it would be next year, late next year.
Whatever, I think it's a great idea. And parents, I hope you're monitoring your kids, period.
Yeah. Now, I will say, as a parent of two teenagers and a boy who is also, in a year will be a teenager, it is not as easy as you say. Easier said than done.
No, it's not easy, but there were rules in place, period. The end.
Yeah, look at you. You're so tough. Look at you.
I raised two good human beings, and
Hmm.
sometimes you got to take that hard love stance. When we had, when they were on the computer back in the day, they had to be off at 9 o'clock at night. You're done.
All right,
Nothing.
now hold on. I'm going to stop you for a second. To all, I understand where you're going, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to say something to all the parents who are yelling right now at the radio at Cande because her sons are both over 30. It would be intriguing to see you try to police your children now in today's day and age
Oh, I
because
would. I do now, and they're 30 when I'm around. I can't stand it.
okay,
Oh no,
okay.
no, no, no! There are some rules that you have to be firm on,
Uh-huh.
and that's all.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. All right.
You can't stay in your room all day. I didn't have
Okay.
you not to look at you. Get out of that room. There are a lot of things.
I am. By the way, I agree with your sentiment. I completely agree. I'm with you. But I'm standing up for all the parents who are yelling at the radio at the moment, saying you don't know what it's like to have a young child in 2024. You don't
I'll
understand.
just say one more thing, and then I won't say another thing. It's helping
Yeah.
them, even though it's hard to do. In the end,
Yes.
it's good for them. So think about it
100%.
that way.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Cande, National Days. Let's see what we got for you. It is National STEM or STEAM Day. That is the
What?
science, technology, engineering, art, math. In school
Oh,
they
that's
call
why I
it.
didn't know what it was.
Yeah, they call it. See, you're out of touch with some things.
I
You see.
am, of course.
They call it STEM or STEAM. It's like the sciences,
Got
basically.
it. Alrighty.
It's also National Parents as Teachers Day. I am so thankful I don't have to be a teacher. Oh my
Well,
God.
you went through that during the pandemic, and that I think people were losing their minds. All of a sudden, they saw how much we need teachers.
Very tough. National Harvey Wallbanger Day. You like that drink?
I don't. I've had them, but no, no.
I think if you were a character on Mad Men, you would be drinking Harvey Wallbangers. That's what I
Really?
think. Yeah.
Well, you can have that fantasy.
Like I could see you back in the day in the let's see, I'm trying to think, maybe the early 80s, right? In 1982. You're at a lobby, like a hotel lobby bar in New York City after work, throwing back 3 or 4 Harvey Wallbangers, Cande.
That's not true. That being said, our 40th birthday, my two girlfriends and I were all the same age. We went to the Four Seasons and had drinks, and it was lovely. And they've closed down, and now they're reopening. We're thinking of going back to have it was one of the greatest drinks I ever had.
That's very nice. You should walk in there and say, "Do
Yeah.
you remember me? Do you know
Do you
who I
remember
am?"
me? And I want the homemade cheese nips that you have, please.
Oh my God. The Harvey Wallbanger is 3 parts vodka, 1 part Galliano, and 6 parts orange juice.
Yeah.
A highball glass, garnish it with orange and maraschino cherry. That is what that is.
All right.
And it's National Cappuccino Day today.
Nice. Sometimes, you're in the mood for a cappuccino.
Yeah, I can't remember if I ever had a cappuccino. Not a.
Really?
Yeah,
I
not
find
that.
that hard to believe.
Not that I don't like it. I just never like if I have coffee after a meal or something. It's coffee. Like I don't think I've ever ordered a cappuccino.
I had an espresso martini in Florida, and it was awesome.
All right, I'll have to try. Listen, I'll have
You
to.
see, in Florida, we did a lot of drinking.
You did a lot of drinking. You're a wild woman down there.
Wild.
You're a different person. You're incredible. Cande, a construction worker in Vancouver bought a scratch-off lottery ticket for a game called Concert of a Lifetime and will now get to take his whole family to see Taylor Swift. How about that?
That's wonderful. I didn't even know there were scratch-offs like that.
Never heard of this in my life. He won $25,000 and a VIP suite for 14 people in Vancouver to see Taylor Swift.
That is an awesome prize. That's phenomenal.
By the way, here's the incredible part. He's bringing his immediate family, a few close friends, and the other 4 spots, he's got 10 spots filled. He's giving 4 tickets to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, all right. That's the story of the day.
I love that. Yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
I wish I read that last, but I got a couple more for you.
Oh, please.
The Iowa-based grocery store, Hy-Vee, is getting rid of it's getting rid of self-checkout machines, it says. They're doing it to promote face-to-face interaction. They're like, no more self-checkout. We're hiring real people to check people out. How about
Well,
that?
I like that. I hate those unless I've got 3 things or whatever. But if I've got a huge order, I don't work there. I don't want to check it out all by myself.
All right. Can I tell you a little secret? When I go to, like, a regular supermarket and I'm just getting a couple things, I go to self-checkout, obviously.
If it's just a couple things, very easy.
But I have to tell you a secret. When I go to BJ's, I don't care how much stuff is in my cart, I'm going to self-checkout. Because
in BJ's, it's mostly self-checkout.
And
but there's assistance. There are people right there.
Right, and they take too long. They take the regular lines, take too long, and I don't care.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know there were regular lines in BJ's. I thought
there
it was
are.
all self-checkout.
All right, one more for you before we go. Congrats to Bernard Snyder and Joe Cartwright. Just got married in Austin, Texas last week. It's in the news because Joe is 96 and Bernard's 98.
Wow.
He says he got the nerve to ask her out on a date. Then they started having dinner together at the retirement home. Both are widowed. They just fell in love. And they had the wedding in the retirement home's courtyard. And their kids got together, planned the whole thing.
Oh, that makes my heart swell. There's always love in the air, no matter how old you are.
All right. Friday, have a great weekend. I'm at Daisy's tonight for the happy hour, 5:30 to 7:30. Check our socials.
The great Phathead will be at Daisy's tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Making dreams come true. Absolutely. Food, drink, concert tickets, live band, 5:30 to 7:30 in Patchogue. Candy, have a great weekend, okay?
You have a great weekend, too. Pictures to follow. We'll catch up Monday. Love ya.
All right. Love you, too. Everyone, enjoy the crisp, cool weather. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Candy in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.